Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. It was a big weekend in the Hume branch of Cricket Albury-Wodonga. Not the biggest weekend, though, because there was a bit of rain about, which caused a few delays and a few abandonments. Steve Bennett is here to tell us all about it. Steve, how was the wild weather on the weekend?
Yeah, depending on where you lived, it was pretty wild, and other places we managed to get games through. It was sort of scattered across the region, but yeah, we managed to get half the games through in the two senior grades. So at the start of the day, it was looking like we wouldn't get any. So yeah, it was probably a better result than we might have thought might have happened.
Yeah, plenty of cricket played in the first grade after all that weather and all of those doubts. So let's get into it. We'll start with Brockburham and Rand, and it was a good day for Brockburham. They put up 266, 8 wickets down from their 40 overs, and Rand only able to make 105 all out in reply. So a really convincing win for Brockburham. Yeah,
the Brockburham Express is showing no signs of letting up. They really... They scored 318 the week before, so they're really in good batting form at the moment. Harry Weaven, who scored 100 a couple of weeks ago, made 76. Jordan Shilg, 54. A couple of fellows made 30s. Yeah, they're looking like the team to beat, and certainly the team to try and bowl out at the moment.
Absolutely, and the wicket taking was shared around as well. Dane Fenner with 2. Matthew Heagney with 2, Darcy Ianson with 1, Trent Ianson with 1, Mitchell Kajitsky with 2, and Keith Talent with 1 as well. So a very strong bowling attack as well as a very deep batting lineup that sees lots of players making runs every week.
Yeah, they are certainly playing very well at the moment. And they've got a couple of juniors in that side, which is good to see. Young Fenner plays in the 16, so good to see him get an opportunity in the A grade as well. So, yeah, things are looking pretty good for Brockburham at the moment, you'd have to say.
Certainly are, but not as good as they're looking for Walla Walla, who scored their 7th win from 7th tries over Holbrook on the weekend. Holbrook won the toss and went into bat first, all out for 111, and Walla pretty easily chased that down, only lost 3 wickets along the way and got there just a little bit quicker than 25 overs.
Yeah, Holbrook struggling for a partnership at the moment, it seems. Someone will put their hands up and score a big score, but tends to be unsupported each week, so that's probably something that they're working on, building some partnerships. Hamish McKinlay made 56, which is a great effort when people are falling around you, but that probably doesn't give the due credit to the Waller attack. They have a very strong bowling attack between Mark Taylor and Tom Simmons. They took 7 wickets, so... Holbrook, as we say, are on the improve, and they've got some players that are standing up every week, and they'll continue to try and put it together for an all-team performance. In reply, it was a Chris Hutchinson show for Waller, making 83 out of 112 was a pretty good effort. Yeah, and they got chased down that 111 reasonably easily.
Yeah, it's a very good effort from Chris Hutchinson, and 83 not out, carried his bat through the innings, only faced 91 bowls and hit 10 boundaries to hit that 83 as well. So a very good innings from Chris Hutchinson, and another very good win from Walla Walla, undefeated on top of the ladder. Let's go to Henty and Colcan now, and Henty went in to bat first in this one. They made 223, only lost 3 wickets, so it was a pretty convincing win in the end as they bowled Colcan out for only 111, so they won it by 112 runs.
Yeah, Henty are really putting together some great batting performances over the last few weeks. Tom Newton's time to shine this week, making 83 off 94 balls. He's a local junior. He's a little bit older than the junior now, but it's great to see him making runs. And then you've got the old firm there of Shannon Turlick and Grant Gardner and Greg Schuller all chipping in for reasonable scores in the 30s and 40s. So, yeah, 233 is a very good score on most grounds, but a very good score on a day that's, got clouds around and you've had a bit of rain. So, yeah, they took full toll.
So that is 3 of the top 4 securing wins on the weekend. So that just leaves Osborne, and they made 9 for 182 from their 40 overs against the Rocky Run Creek. but then the match was abandoned. So could have been a win, could have been a loss. Pretty hard to say, but match abandoned in that one. The rain, obviously, a little bit too strong. And what happens now with that match being abandoned? Does that essentially just go as a no contest, or do they get half a point each? What happens for the latter ramifications from that?
They just share the points, so they'll get 3 points each for that. That looked like it would have been a really interesting game because there's been some big scores scored at Yeerong this year. So 187, I think the Rock-Yeerong Creek would have thought that there would be a good chance of chasing that down. But as I say, we'll never know. So they get to share the points and play each other again later in the year.
Yeah, sharing the points, probably a good result in that one because, like you said, that was certainly a winnable total that Osborne hit, but the Rock-Yeerong Creek definitely capable of chasing that one down. So match abandoned, but nevertheless, some good stats to look at. John Ryan opened and made 57, and for the Rock-Yeerong Creek with the bowling, they had 6 wicket takers with Todd Hannam, 2 for 21 off his 7 overs, the best of the bunch. So that is the state of play in the first grade. And if we have a look at the ladder, Waller on top, undefeated, 7-0. Osborne 5-1, Brockburham 5-2, Henty 4-3. That is the top 4. The Rock-Yeerong Creek 2-4, adding that no contest from the weekend. Culcairn 2-5, Rand and Holbrook down the bottom at 1-6 apiece. We'll look ahead to the upcoming fixture in a moment, but let's have a look at the results from the second grade on the weekend just gone. And, well, there's not too many for us to go through, just the one game that was actually played to completion, and that was Osborne and Lockhart. Osborne won the toss and batted, made 112 from their 35 overs, and Lockhart 4 for 114 in 24 overs in reply to secure a somewhat comfortable win.
Just that's the team my son plays in, and Osborne, and his feedback was they just couldn't get going. They had one good partnership in the middle that probably made a bit more, gave a bit more respect to the scoreline than perhaps they deserved. A lot of players in single figures, but and you're not defending that sort of score is going to be very difficult. And Lockhart have come out of the A grade this year, so they've got a very good batting lineup, and just one of those games didn't go right for the visitors, and the locals took full toll.
Good to hear young Henry Bennett showing a bit of humility there. He top scored with 44 runs, but obviously not looking to take too much of the accolades for top scoring, rather getting the win. Greg Jolliffe added 38 as well, but no one else really able to get going for Osborne. And for Lockhart, it was just really a case of having a few solid contributors.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're chasing those sort of small totals, it's quite possible to just pace your innings and just work the ball around without too much fuss. It's less than 3 and over, so they did it pretty comfortably. I think they had about 10 overs to spare.
I think there's a few rumours going around that Osborne might have just secured the victory if one S. Bennett had have been on the score sheet.
Yeah, no, that's not the talk locally.
Oh, that's the talk here in the Flow FM studios anyway, coming out of my mouth. But a very, very good win there by Lockhart. And like I said, that was unfortunately the only game played to completion in the seconds. Henty made 3 for 99 in 31 overs against Culcairn, but obviously that one didn't go any further. Ryan Burke hit 30 runs, Henry Kilo 29, not out, but didn't get any further in that match. So that is all from the second grade on the weekend. Let's have a quick look ahead at this weekend's fixtures, and we'll just get some very quick tips from you, Steve. In the first grade, the Rock-Yeerong Creek taking on Culcairn.
Yeah, this will be a terrific game. You've got two teams on similar positions on the ladder. The Rock hosting, the Yeerong Creek ground should be dried out after last week's rain. And Culcairn, they've won a couple of games now, so I think it'll be a really good contest. And weather permitting, we get a great game in at Yeerong Creek.
Yeah, 2 wins each on the table. The Rocky-Huron Creek, no doubt, will be hungry for a win after sort of being denied the opportunity in only playing 1 innings on the weekend just gone. Osborne take on Brock Burham in our next game. 5 wins each on the season, both in ripping form.
Yeah, this could be a really high-scoring game. Both teams have shown the ability to put some runs on the board. So I guess in a contest like this, it'll be which team's bowlers turn up and can have the most influence on the game. For Osborne to win it at home, they're going to have a restricting type of attack and take early wickets. And Brock, well, they just need to keep what they're doing because they've been up with Waller as the form team of the comp.
Henty take on Holbrook. So Holbrook will have their work cut out for them there, but not as much as Rand will. They're taking on Walla Walla, so it'll be a tough task for them to hand Walla their first loss. Yeah,
absolutely. And with the rain that we've had during the week, harvest has been sort of pushed back a little bit. So, some of the Rand boys might be back on the headers and things like that, which might affect their team. But, Walla, they're just rolling on, aren't they? They seem unstoppable at this stage. So, I think that's going to be a tough one for Rand to win. In the other game, Henty would go in as favourites at home against Holbrook. But as we've seen, Holbrook, they just won't let them get away with it. They'll put up a good fight.
All right, we better wrap things up there, Steve. Just very, very quickly, in the second grade, Culcairn hosting Lockhart, Brock Burham hosting Osborne, Holbrook hosting Henty, and Oakland's hosting Waller. So plenty of good action in both grades. Hopefully everyone is able to get out on the park. Hopefully the weather is a little bit better this weekend. Steve, thank you very much for your time. All the best if you do get the call up for tomorrow. I know sometimes they like to give you the late call up. And yes, all the best if that does happen this weekend. Look forward to chatting again next Friday.
No worries. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for the interest.